Okay, guys, welcome back to Chaos and Chill, Patreon style. This is the extended behind-the-scenes deep cut, Patreon only. And in true Becca fashion, it's mass chaos here. Today is September 25th. It is 5:39 p.m. I have just finished editing and getting everything ready for my assignment that's going up on YouTube. And Aiden threw up in the parking lot, and Nick has to go to a conference tomorrow. So we are going to do this my way. Tell me, by the way, in the comments if you think I should post this whole thing to my actual YouTube. Anyway, I do have a script. I've got assets. I'm not going to edit this. This is going to be a one-shot, one and done. Maybe check the audio. But other than that, we are speedrunning this bitch like it's nobody's business. If you already heard the public podcast, you already got the quick version. But here we are going even deeper. Real receipts, real examples, and a lot of the chaos that doesn't always make it into the polished edit. Also, this is the first time I've done one of these with an actual script. I felt really scripted in the other one, and I really didn't like it. But anyway, we're getting better. Today we're dissecting authenticity in 2025. Not as a hashtag, not as a strategy, but as a practice. And to prove it, I'm actually going to be playing examples as we go. You're going to hear directly from brands and creators who either nailed it or straight blew it. Our first topic from the assignment was authenticity versus fake mistakes. Let's start with what I like to call fake mistake economy. I really wish I had time to edit this, but I don't, because I could put so many fun graphics. Maybe we'll ask Nick to edit it. Just kidding, we won't. Anyway, fake mistake economy, where creators pretend that they have made huge errors just to boost sales. And this is where things are just going to have to be a little choppy and get used to it.
I'll show you. We have so many zipper pooches. Like, this isn't even like a quarter of them.
I think I may have made a critical error in my quest to get all of my products printed with the same 20 patterns. I knew I wanted to order 200 of each zipper pooch because last time I did that, we sold out super quick. Last time I only ordered 6 prints, and this time I ordered 20. But rather than 1,200 zipper pooches, we have 4,000. I think that might be too many.
Guys, I have words. In this clip, this is Elise Brand Designs. I talked about her before. You guys have actually probably heard me talk about her a lot. That video is from November 2023. In this clip, she says, I think I may have made a critical error in my quest to get all my products printed with the same 20 patterns. Sounds incredibly dramatic, right? She's about to lose her business over math. That's actually what she put in one of the comments. But notice what she actually does next. The text flashes on the screen that says, long story short. Like, I really wish that I could. Actually, I can. See that right there? Long story short, apparently I can't do multiplication. She never actually explains what her error was. Just that she messed up. And meanwhile, she is consistently mispronouncing the word pouch. Like, consistently. Don't think I don't have another screenshot. I wonder if I can make this. No. Are you guys going to be able to read it? Hang on. We can download it. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I really wish I could edit this, but I got to get home. Maybe I'll try and edit it, and you guys will actually see this on another day. Ha! Look at me go. Okay. Not only does she spell it correctly, but you can see her interacting with, are you saying zipper pouch or zipper pooch? Because zipper pooch sounds so cute. I think she means zipper pouch. It's not a real thing. And then she, like, actually keeps responding. You know what this is? Honestly, the engagement didn't come from the supposed business crisis. It came from people commenting on her mispronunciation, because I didn't screenshot this because I'm not actually trying to be that dramatic about all of this, but she never actually responded to people that were commenting on the actual, like, product. She just replied to all of the people mispronouncing the word pooch. That's all she responded to, ignoring all the real questions from followers who were trying to engage with her story. That's not transparency, you guys. That's farming for attention and engagement farming. But let's play it forward because I have another one.
People are gonna be mad that it's pink again.
2,000 years later.
I think I finally got it right. It's actually beige. I'm so happy. Finally.
Guys, that's so transparent. Guys, that one was posted from, and I actually have this listed in my show notes. That was posted on September 3rd of this year. She's still doing it. But do you think that that is literally all? Do you think that's all I have? Like, really, do you? Because let's look at the receipts. My husband's texting me. I'm hurrying, baby. I'm hurrying. I promise. I'm hurrying. What do you see? Right there. Right there. That's pink. That's pink. Let's go back. Run me the clip. When your simplest design is the hardest to get right, and she shows these that are pink, right? Pink? You see pink. Pink? Pink, you say. Huh. Interesting. When you check her website, the design isn't gone. It's right there in her shop. The error isn't actually a gimmick. Or, I'm sorry, the error wasn't actually an error. It's a marketing gimmick. I've seen, and I've had to block this account because, one, she's stolen some of my designs to the point where, it's kind of obvious, and I cackle about it, and this was all the way back at, the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, and I do not care. If more people have doodle planners and things that actually help them, more power fucking to them. I do not care. But this is a gimmick. This is a gimmick. She is not this dumb. She has not made the same mistakes over and over and over and over for 2 years, or she wouldn't still be in business. So she's just, making it a gimmick. This is the pattern. Announce a big mistake, never actually explain it, and turn it into a sales push. Here's why this actually matters. Audiences are not dumb. They're going to realize that the mistake isn't real. The whole relationship starts to feel fake, and instead of building trust, it actually just straight chips away at it. The real problem isn't her products. It's turning authenticity into a script. Once honesty becomes a tactic instead of a value, you guys, people catch on. And when they do, they don't just stop buying, they actually stop believing. I have access to a bunch of stuff on TikTok Shop as a TikTok Shop business. And so I can actually see all of the analytics. I know that she's lying. I know this. And I'm so sad for her. I wish this wasn't what she was doing because her products are actually fantastic. But let's keep it moving. Let's talk about BarkBox because fake authenticity doesn't just live on TikTok. Big brands can play this game too. And we have Reddit. I can't edit because I'm not going to put this in and edit it, so we'll just pretend that Reddit pops up right there. Okay, guys? Let's just pretend with me. And then let's go look at what Reddit has to say. Ha! Oh, I forgot I made this really big. Let me get small again and kind of move off to the side. Okay. This is directly from Reddit. This is the actual internal memo. Let's look at some history and let's actually read this and break it down. They say by the way, the underlines are not mine. It came from Reddit this way. After some thoughtful discussion today with leadership, we've made the decision to pause all paid ads and life cycle marketing pushes for the Pride Kit effective immediately. By the way, this bold was theirs. They bolded this. While celebrating Pride is something we may value, we need to acknowledge the current climate makes this promotion feel more like a political statement than a universal, joyful moment for all dog people. We could spend an incredibly long time talking about the dog whistles that are in here and getting into some other topics, but I'm going to mind my business and just focus on the assignment that I actually need to get a grade for. If we wouldn't feel comfortable running a promotion centered around another politically charged symbol, like a MAGA themed product, and flag on the play, BarkBox. Someone's identity versus a MAGA themed product are not, you cannot make those the same thing. They are not the same thing. Never, ever, ever, ever are they the same thing. Like dogs and MAGA. By the way, I wrote this pitch and picked this example before everything that happened 2 weeks ago, so we're just going to keep it pushing. Okay, you guys? Okay. Anyway, it's worth asking whether this is the right moment to run this particular campaign. Actually, it's not. It's not. I'm going to backtrack on myself for just a second. Pride flags celebrating love versus MAGA. You can't pick anything out about MAGA that is focused on anything positive. Show me one thing that's positive about MAGA, and I will show you some heavily propagandized, racist, white Christian nationalism. That's quite literally a challenge. Let's play. Anyway, this isn't about backing away from our support. It's about tone and ensuring our marketing remains inclusive and welcoming to everyone in your community. If you are offended by a dog wearing a rainbow, we have way bigger things to talk about. You should be really concerned about the, you know what? No, Becca, get off your soapbox. Get off your soapbox. Right now, pushing this promo risks unintentionally sending the message that we're not for you to a large portion of our audience. Okay, Becca, calm down. Take a breather, chill the fuck out, because I don't actually know if anybody's going to come and listen to this from my class, but I really hope my professor doesn't see this and think that I'm just a lunatic. I promise I'm not. I'm just very heated about this, and I'm very passionate about this. And I think that the topic at hand is big enough to warrant more of a conversation, especially when we look at the next things. Anywho, it's let's look at what the internal memo says. It literally says we are going to pause all paid ads and lifestyle marketing pushes for the Pride Kit, effective immediately. Pay careful attention to the language. They claim that it's not about tone and making sure their marketing is inclusive and welcoming to everyone in our community. Translation, Pride was fine when it brought in money, but when it required actual financial support, like real ad dollars and real visibility, they pulled back. However, BarkBox did not stop selling the Pride toys. They just stopped investing in them, which is actually, in my opinion, way fucking worse. It says we'll profit off LGBTQIA customers, but we won't put resources behind standing with them. That is quite literally so goddamn frustrating. And then comes damage control. Becca, keep it together. Okay. And then comes damage control. This was a comment that was left on their IG, I think. I think it was IG. Either way. By the way, Reddit, fucking quick with the screenshots. This is what they have to say, and we're going to break it down. We're just going to read it, and I'm going to try and keep my commentary to myself, but I probably won't because we all know me. We want to thank everyone for the comments. We appreciate the honest and thoughtful feedback. We know how personal and meaningful Pride is to many members of our team and this community. To clarify, the screenshot being circulated came from an employee on an internal Slack conversation. It's not a company statement. It misrepresents the views of our leadership and how we make decisions as a business. Let's just get a really close look. After some thoughtful discussion today with leadership, it misrepresents? How? Sorry, I should have not yelled. My bad. I forgot I have a mic right in front of my face. How? How? It keeps going. We have more. Our Pride collection is available as an optional add-on for BarkBox and Super Chewer subscribers. And has been prominently featured on the subscriber homepage since late last month. We've offered this collection for the past 4 years. Okay, I was wrong in my other one. I said it was like a decade. My bad, guys. It's only 4 years. Nobody tell my professor. That was kind of off the cuff. I was trying not to be too scripted. My bad. Fine. 4 years. So you're behind the curve is what you're telling us, BarkBox? You're like, no, 4 years is enough. Really? I need an employee at BarkBox to drop their ad budget on the Pride promotions for the last 4 years. Like, I need you to tell me, because if there's anything that I know about LGBTQIA, bestie, they love their pets. They love their pets. Want to know how I know? We're not going to talk about my mom watches this podcast. Okay. We're going to keep it together. Anyway, we've offered this collection for the past 4 years, and we stand by the products and with the LGBTQIA plus community, but not with our fucking wallets. Sorry. Keep it together, Becca. Keep it together. Nick is going to be really glad he doesn't have to edit this. Even if it doesn't resonate with everyone. We offer many other themed collections, and our goal with marketing this month is to reflect a broad assortment for the diverse community of dogs and people we serve. We stand by this decision as well. From day one, our mission has been to bring joy to dogs and their people across all backgrounds, beliefs, and identities. We're grateful for the conversation and for everyone who's part of the Bark community. Okay, here's the gaslight. The Slack post never said they were pulling Pride toys from the shelves. It said they were stopping the marketing spend, and this comment deliberately blurs that distinction. They hid behind, "We've always sold them," instead of admitting, "We stopped investing in them." That's not inclusion, that's performative allyship. The kind where you say, "We're still here for you," while quietly cutting the support that made people feel included in the goddamn first place. The same pattern as Elise's fake mistakes. Elise manufactured pity for sales, and BarkBox manufactured inclusivity for profit. Both absolutely collapsed the moment receipts surfaced, because authenticity can't just be a costume you put on in June or when you want to clear out fucking inventory. So BarkBox gave us the corporate version of fake authenticity. On paper, they always supported Pride, but behind closed doors, the money said otherwise. That's the pattern we've seen with Elise too. Turn authenticity into a marketing tactic, and the trust collapses. But here's the thing. When authenticity isn't a tactic, when it's messy, inconvenient, and costly, like, let's be very real here, you guys, and costly. Hang on. My screens are messing up. I honestly forgot what I was saying. I lost my complete train of thought. But here's the thing. When authenticity isn't a tactic, when it's messy or inconvenient or even when it's costly, that's when it actually works. And that brings me to my own story. So let's pivot from BarkBox's performative allyship. Let's talk about it. When I was going through cancer treatment and I stepped back from advancing Aiden for 9 months, my husband, Nick, he ran the show. He was messy. He was clumsy, and it looked nothing like the brand voice I have carefully built. And guess what? That's probably exactly why it worked, because it was honest. And let's be clear about something. Let me say it with my full chest. Transparency is not the same thing as parasocial access. When customers realized something was different, a few of them started to feel really entitled to know everything. How I was doing, blah, 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 blah. Actually, let me quote. What surgery did you have? What's your diagnosis? How's your recovery? Now, that's not too bad, but when it gets to, I'm so glad TikTok's not banned. Now I can watch you go through cancer. Excuse the fuck out of me. As if buying a $30 planner suddenly gives you a backstage pass to my medical records. Let's be real. That's absolute batshit. Like, let's be real. Here is my reality. My customers are owed transparency about what we do as a company. A company. If production is delayed, if our mission shifts, if I donate a portion of our profits to humanitarian aid in Gaza or literacy programs in the American South, You deserve to know that. That's informed consent. You guys get to decide if you want your dollars to align with those values. And we don't just say that. You guys know this, but in case I have some new people here, I'm actually going to show you. Maybe if I can get my things, stop it. Somebody remind me how awful the pop-ups are. Here we go. This is still on our actual website. Every year, except last year, we publish a blog post breaking down exactly how much money we donate and where it went. No vague, we give back statements, no smoke and mirrors. I give you guys real numbers, real causes, and full transparency. Like, I give you guys everything. Everything. That's the line. For me, that's the line. Transparency means you know what your money supports when you buy from us. It means you know our values, but it does not mean that you get unrestricted access to my private life. This is where parasocial culture twists things. Too many brands overshare personal trauma and call it authentic and then act shocked when customers start demanding more. That's not transparency, that's exploitation. We are exploiting your emotions, and that's not okay. It trains people to think they're buying from you or me, not my work. So let me make it incredibly plain for you. You are not owed my medical updates. You're not owed details about my kids. You're not owed anything. What you are owed is accountability about what advancing Aiden stands for. And we deliver that every single year in black and white. Every year. If that means losing customers who don't want their money going to Gaza relief or literacy programs, or let me see, Aid for Palestine's, cyberbullying, Duke Center for Girls and Women with ADHD, the Point Foundation, which is an LGBTQIA plus scholarship fund, or yeah, what about all of that community support where we actually paid medical debts, grocery funds, sponsored teachers' classrooms, support a NICU family, and honestly, so much more that I don't have to tell you. Why? Because the people in my community deserve the privacy I want from you. If you can't handle where my values align, go be a douchebag literally anywhere fucking else. Because transparency is not about giving strangers the keys to my life. It's about running a business with integrity. And that's the difference between real transparency and the fake kind we've seen everywhere. Real transparency costs you polish. Fake transparency is probably going to cost you trust. I could get back into all of the different indexes and quotes and everything that I shared with you before, but the only one I really want to highlight is that Sprout Social 2025 index makes it incredibly clear that brands prioritizing diversity, equity, and inclusion are twice as likely to be remembered by consumers. By the way, this is real stats data, not Tylenol causes autism stats data. Not because DEI is trendy, but because it makes stories stick. There's science behind why you remember those things. Like, tell me if you want me to get more into it, because I would actually love to talk more about this. It's what I'm going to school for. Kind of. We saw what happens when representation is treated as a costume with BarkBox. They sold rainbow dog toys and positioned themselves as LGBTQIA allies, but the moment their financial investment was tested, they pulled back. The literal moment they thought that they would benefit financially from being hate-filled, they did. I said what I said. BarkBox, call me. You guys could use some help. Customers bought into the illusion of shared values, and when that cracked, the relationship absolutely collapsed. Representation without integrity always collapses. And I mentioned one other thing on the original 6-minute. By the way, we're at 24 minutes right now. Do you know how hard I had to work to get that video down to just 6 minutes? Anyway, I didn't get enough time to talk about what I really want you guys to. And that is, I'm going to just put this all straight over my face, you guys. Take a look at how beautiful this is. You guys know that I absolutely love lifting up other businesses, so don't even come for me that I don't like Elise Brienne Designs. I don't, but that's because I don't like that she's exploiting a neurodivergent community. But here's another one. Here we go. Sorry. I'm sorry. Not really. Okay. Oh my God, you guys, they are so good. By the way, Ukrainian. This Ukrainian Etsy shop creates Notion templates and ADHD planners specifically designed for neurodivergent people. Just look at, guys, I pulled this last week and they had 20,000 sales. I think it was like at 21 and now they're at 26. I love this for them. This is amazing. These are all digital downloads that support a Ukrainian family. I highly recommend taking a look at it. They have mental health journals, anxiety journals. These are all digital. They're not physical products, but they are available. Like, let's be honest. Their products are not very glossy. They're not Instagram perfect stationery. They don't scream the planner aesthetic. But frankly, that's not what us neurodivergent people really need. These are distraction-friendly, flexible, and they're rooted in cognitive science. You know how I know? I've bought from them and I've tested them. I would not recommend them to you guys if they were not actually helpful. They're built for actual brains that struggle with executive dysfunction, task paralysis, and time blindness. And customers actually see the difference. I know I've said this before, but over 20,000 sales is not a fluke. It's proof that people feel seen because when the product itself acknowledges your lived reality, you don't need a marketing campaign that screams, "We're exclusive." The design does the talking. This is why representation really matters. This is what representation really means. It's not just about who you post on your Instagram carousel during Black History Month, or whether you swap your logo rainbow for pride. By the way, I want to check to make, I want to see if what I actually have, like, guys, did you realize, actually, you can't see it because I have the camera angled down too much, but do you guys remember my glitter wall? Like, do you? The Buy Pride glitter wall? That was all of my marketing content? Like, come on. Come on. Representation is whether your product reflects real lived experience. That's why I'm just going to toot my own horn. That is why doodle planners work, and that's why useful planner resonates. Because neurodivergent customers don't just see themselves in the advertising, they see themselves in the function of the product. And that is so much more powerful than marketing copy. Now, let's actually talk about me for a minute, because if I'm spending my time doing this and not with my kids, we're going to talk about me. This is why I design our planners the way that I do. Not because they look good on Pinterest, but because they actually work for ADHD chaotic brains. Our color-coded systems that you get to pick the color code for. Flexibility built into the layouts. Tools for time blindness. It's all rooted in the reality of neurodivergence, and it is rooted in science. Science, you guys. I am not out here trying to make the prettiest planner. I'm trying to make the one that keeps you alive in the mess of your daily life. But here's the thing. That kind of representation doesn't just make people buy once, it makes you guys stay. Because once someone feels a product was actually designed for them, they do not forget it. But also, that's why I do it. So when Sprout Social says brands with DEI baked in are twice as memorable, I'm actually going to go just a little bit further. If your product reflects lived experience, you're not just memorable, you are quite literally indispensable. So let me try and tie it up with a little bow. I really wish I could edit so that I could put my bullet points here, but I digress. Elise showed us that fake authenticity collapses under scrutiny. BarkBox showed us that selective and performative transparency shatters trust. You guys already know my own story showed that messy, uncomfortable honesty can actually build stronger bonds. And Useful Planner proves that representation creates lasting believability when your product reflects real experience. But I have a little bit of a bigger truth. Transparency fails when it's treated like a marketing trend. I said what I fucking said. It's not powerful because it's rare. It is powerful because it's ethical. I said it in the other one, and I'll say it again. This may never make me a billionaire. However, actually, honestly, it probably guarantees I'll never be a billionaire. But it is quite literally the only way I know how to run a business. My community deserves the truth so that you guys can make informed decisions. Maybe it's my autism. Maybe it's just basic human humanity. Either way, I do not believe that honesty is a trend. I really don't. Especially in the age of AI, where people are, and it's not even AI. It's where people are paying for reviews. They are promoting content. They are faking sales. I could keep going, but I'm not. People are more skeptical than ever about what's real and what's manufactured. That distinction really matters. Algorithms can fake so many things, but they cannot fake integrity. I forgot I told Nick I was going to cover this topic here. Okay. It's in my little show notes, but we're going to talk about it. I do actually need to be real with you about something else. All this talk about parasocial relationships, it's actually not hypothetical. It's really personal. The deeper that I have gone into advancing Aiden and into studies of mass communication and data science and into what I've lived through, the more I have felt the weight of our community's parasocial entitlement just pressing in. People buying a $30 planner and then acting like that purchase entitles them to my literal child filming them a packing video just blows my mind. Or, I ordered from her. I deserve to know. Look, bestie, if your order got delivered on time, like we said it would, you don't need to know anything else. You guys don't need to know the most intimate parts of my life. And to be completely honest with you guys, this entitlement makes me really not want to show up at all. It makes it really hard for me to continue to make content. Like, I have caught myself thinking, why make content if everything I share just invites people to ask for more than I'm willing to give? And I want to take a minute and talk about something that a lot of people, you know what? I actually don't know if I can say this in a healed way. I really don't, but I'm going to try. Being neurodivergent and relating to people differently and things like that is not an excuse to be out of control. I'm going to repeat this statement. Being neurodivergent and struggling with social cues is not an excuse to be out of control. I don't want to hear it. And I say that as a neurodivergent individual. Like, I get it. You're trying to relate with people. You tell your own story. I understand. I'm not going to pull specific examples, but what I can say is that I absolutely empathize with the fact that parasocial relationships, I actually have been doing some studying in parasocial relationships and neurodivergent individuals, and I really think if you're interested in it, tell me in the comments below and I'll make a video talking about it. But I need you guys to hear me. You are being inappropriate. Okay? Look me in my eyeballs. You are being inappropriate. To the point where it makes me say, why put my face out there when strangers feel licensed to demand explanations for choices that are mine alone to make? Mine. The truth is, I don't know yet how to fully address this with you guys as my community. I am working on it. I know I made a video making a joke that's posted on my TikTok because at 2 a.m. last week, I got up to go pee and I checked my phone because that's what you do when you get up to pee. And I found a TikTok thread of messages to my business account. My business account of someone for months. I want you to months. 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 Since we had announced that I was stepping back and that I had cancer and that I was in treatment, propositioning my husband, informing him things like, when she dies, you know, I'm single now. I can absolutely come up and help. But here's the kicker. They said the thing that set me on edge. And it took me a while. I've been thinking about this for a week. Because they said, I know your kids are going to need more from a mom, especially after Becca dies. But really, let's be honest, more than Becca could have ever given them. Bitch, who the fuck do you think you are? You want to sleep with my husband? Okay, fine. What the fuck ever. You telling me that I am a bad mom? You have no idea what I have been through in the last 9 months to try and be the best parent that I possibly can to my children. But the entitlement? Are you insane? But that's not the worst of it, you guys, because I counted and there were no less than 8 individual people that were commenting on stuff where I would film the content while I was going through all of this, who would then proposition my husband to have sex with me after I died, before I even died. Y'all, my husband thinks you're dumb. No. Nick is like kind of a little grossed out, but more than a little disturbed, because what the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, I know I need to address a lot of this. I'm working on it. I do not want to shut down to you guys completely, but I also cannot and will not feed into the parasocial hunger that treats me like a goddamn character and not a person. And I know you're like, but Becca, you just said as a business. Okay, then treat me as a business. I realize I'm a person. I realize I engage with you. I am trying to help and grow neurodivergent people because neurodivergent people need a community. However, that does not mean you guys get to proposition my husband to have sex with him after I die, before I even eat myself off the planet. What I do know is this. The line that I am going to continue to hold is that my community is owed transparency about what advancing Aiden is as a company. You are owed receipts about where our money goes. You are owed clarity about what we stand for and what your dollars support. You are not owed my goddamn private life. That boundary is 100% non-negotiable. And maybe that's uncomfortable. Maybe some of you are going to walk away from this video feeling like I personally attacked you. If you think that anything that I just said is about you, please know it is not about people in my Patreon. When I'm thinking of these examples, I am not thinking of people in my Patreon. I'm kind of thinking about people in my Facebook group, and I'm absolutely thinking about people on my social media feeds and in my email and in my DMs. But if you are in my Patreon and you are hearing me say all of this and you're feeling like I'm talking to you, maybe take a minute to step back and hear it not as something that is going to trigger your RSD and not about attack about who you are as a person, and maybe a different perspective about how your behavior impacts other people. Now, just like you are not responsible for how I feel, and I am not responsible how you feel about this message, you can still self-reflect. You can take a step back and realize that I am sharing my experience in a way that I can authentically, in a way that I can show up as a business owner and as a neurodivergent creator And as someone who is trying to show you the reality of how people behave and how it impacts them, this is not a targeted attack. If it was, I would post the screenshots. In fact, everybody just hold tight for 1 second. Because what do you guys see here? Why, yes, this does say Chaos and Chill, Pure Chaos, from May. Pure Chaos 1, Pure Chaos 2. Look, I have screenshots. 1, that's before I had no hair. Oh, that's something different. Oh, yeah, that's something different too. This is just a Pure Chaos edition. Just a Pure Chaos edition. So this is because I have not talked to you guys in quite some time, and I don't really want to do a full podcast like we did before. We are going to do a catch-up podcast when Nick finishes his school. His school is going to be done next week. Mine was finished this week because we're going to... If I wanted to show it, I would. I have it in here. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I don't know how I'm going to do this. Yeah, girl, you do. Yeah, girl, you do. Yeah, girl, you fucking do. If I wanted to show it to you, I would. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but this is going to be a solo installment of... See, just pure... Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Chaos and Chill, except... I don't know why I can't scrub the video forward in the way that I want it to. Give it a second. Oh, look. There I am. Oh. You know it's serious when the phone comes out. We are both appalled. And frankly, we are both appalled. Can you just picture Nick being like, I'm appalled? But I'm angry. Internalize this message. And we will share when we can. Much love, Nick. And then he has this little graphic. I don't know if it's gonna like catch on camera. Probably not. But it says, sometimes it's not a secret. It's just not your... And my husband, God bless him. I do remember that they wound up... Love it. Like, it's great. Love it. But that did happen. And read it for yourself. Regardless, I'm sorry you lost your pet, and I wish you peace and support, Nick. What? Oh, I remember now. Okay. Like, it's fine. Like, really, it's fine. Like, don't do that again. And my husband goes, God bless him. That was just fucked up. I have been very clear with what I need. If you cannot do that, I understand. That means that you need to go find a different neurodivergent group to go do those things in. But like for me, I cannot take your trauma dumping right now. And like that was just fucked up. Like that was just fucked up. I'm very sorry that your cat passed away, but like read the room. And my husband, God bless him. I do remember that they wound up muting her. One of my moderators was like, I'm just gonna ban her, I'm done, like, and just click the ban button. My husband also was like, just remove her, like, this is not necessary. And I was like, no, just mute her, it's fine. Anyway, that video is 59 minutes long, and I just have not gone back to it because I don't want to deal with it, so I haven't told you guys it. Anyway, yeah, I actually do have an entire video where I talk about how someone trauma dumped about their cat dying on a post where Nick told people not to trauma dump on me. That was fucking bullshit. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. If you're not doing that kind of shit, if you're not propositioning my husband and you're not directly ignoring the boundaries that we are clearly telling you, we're not talking about you. But if this is hitting you in your feels, let it. Anyway, this is now 45 minutes, so let's keep it moving. Maybe that's uncomfortable. Maybe some people will walk away because they want the fantasy of owning a piece of me, in which case, okay, bye! But if I'm going to keep creating, I need to know that I can show up on my own terms, that I can give you truth without handing over my very humanity. But here is the bottom line. If you want your audience to believe you, trust you, and stick around, you've got to be authentic with receipts and not excuses. Come on, you guys. And now I want to flip the question back to you. Actually, I said that on the other one, and I don't want to say it again. For my Patreon folks, how do you think creators should navigate this? Because I'll be real, I'm still figuring the fuck out. This was for a grade, while the 6-minute one was, not the 46-minute one was, but grade me in the comments. Let's compare receipts. Let's wrestle with what authenticity really looks like in 2025. Not just for businesses, but for creators who are still trying to find a way to show up without being consumed. Here's the part where I usually throw in something snarky, like today's episode is brought to you by Reality Checks, but honestly, I do not have the energy for any of this right now. This deep cut, whoa, that's not even English. This deep cut has actually been very hard for me to share. Talking about fake authenticity is easy. Calling out performative allyship, also very easy. Even sharing receipts is easy because those are all other people's choices or my own. But telling the truth about how the parasocial entitlement has made it hard for me to show up, that is not easy. That is raw. And yet, if I'm going to sit here and tell you that honesty matters, that transparency matters, then I have to model it too. Even when it's uncomfortable, actually, especially when it is uncomfortable. Especially. So here is my ask. Tell me what you think about all of it. The fake mistakes, the corporate allyship, the messy honesty, the boundaries I'm trying to hold, the way representation shows up in design. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you guys see a way forward that I don't? I am working through this in real time, and I don't have all of the answers. But that's what this space, Patreon, is supposed to be. A place where I can bring you the unpolished version, the unedited version, the unvarnished one, and we can wrestle with it together. So drop me a comment. Honestly, tell me how this landed with you. Tell me what you think. Why did OBS bot go away? OBS bot, come back. It went to sleep. I've been filming for too long. OBS bot, come back. Unvarnished, unedited. Anywho, tell me how you think creators should navigate authenticity in 2025. Just because I say something doesn't make it true. This really is our journey together. This isn't just my story. This isn't just Nick's story. This is our community together. Thank you genuinely for being here and for being part of this messy, complicated, and very honest version of this conversation. And let me know, should this one be released to YouTube?